Welcome to yet another edition of Newsnight with the old man of the clan, Andrew Mwenda, who's also the CEO of the Independent magazine. Andrew, welcome. Tonight we will be discussing, of course, the continuous battles between the NSSF and their purchase of Umeme shares, this having gone to Parliament last week. Andrew, the fights within NSSF or government institutions or Parliament against NSSF and officials of NSSF just seem not to go away. Just after we've had, fully appointed MD who should be getting on with his business of doing the job as prescribed for him, you have Parliament, which seems to say the board chairman should be removed.
You know, one of the things that the Ugandan Parliament and these hecklers on Facebook and Twitter have done to me is to force me to doubt my faith in democracy in a poor country.
Why would you say that?
Let me give you figures.
They're trying to ask for accountability.
Because, you see, Maurice, it is the most painful thing for me. Sometimes I ask, perhaps I should go to exile. If there was political pressure here, I would fight. But this one is so disappointing, it forces me to exile. Let me give you the figures. NSSF bought shares in Umeme and paid 70 billion. I want you to look at me here carefully. They paid 70 billion. That money they invested, that 70 billion, right now as I speak, on the stock market, is worth 116 billion. So in 2 years, the capital gain that NSSF has gotten is 60%. They have gotten 60% of their investment, meaning they have earned 46 billion. They invested 70 billion, now they have 116. That is an addition of 46 billion. 46 billion is close to 60% of the 70 billion they invested. Tell that to any investor anywhere in the world. They will come kneeling and kissing your feet. Oh, in Uganda, that should not happen.
Yes,
listen.
Yes.
Second, I've not even finished for you.
Go on.
In the last 2 years, NSSF has earned dividends. They have not yet been paid for 2014. They were paid for 2012 and 2013. They have earned 9 billion. They are likely to get another 5 billion to 6 billion this year. 15 billion. In other words, from the capital gain investment, yes, they have, right now they have recovered more than 80%. In fact, to be exact, about 85%. Tell me, Maurice, by any stretch of imagination, why do you penalize Ivan Chayonka, the chairman, who approved this, the managing director, the minister, and everybody? That's what Parliament is saying.
Because he missed out one small constitutional factor, that he needed to seek approval of the Solicitor General in buying these shares.
Is that true?
It is, yeah. And the Solicitor General says...
Let me answer that question, yes. Let me first of all assume that it is true. And I'm going to show you that if the Solicitor General is saying it, really has a serious problem. He needs to go back to school and study law. Look, let me assume it is right. A manager of an institution has made an investment which has brought a rate of return to the people who subscribe, we the citizens who are represented by those members of Parliament, a rate of return of 85% in 2 years. It's the best investment NSSF has made. Just because he forgot or failed to seek the opinion of the Solicitor General, he should be fired?
Andrew,
I'm asking,
yes,
should he be fired? Because you see, I, Andrew Mwenda, I run a company,
yes,
and you work for a company,
yes,
here. Assuming
that is listed.
I went
yes,
as an NTV sales executive.
Yes.
I signed a contract worth advertising of 500 million shillings. But maybe I forgot to have one of our officials here,
yes, the managers,
at
finance
NTV,
managers
the finance manager,
yes,
to countersign on the order form.
Yes.
He just didn't countersign.
Yes.
But I really went to the customer, and the customer gave us 500 million. Would Agnes Conde and the board fire me for bringing that revenue? You see,
well, it's different when it's in the private sector compared when
let me explain to you.
Yes.
Do you think, Maurice, that I am trading on the stock exchange, that I need to go to the IGG for a legal opinion on what?
On the investment. It's a public investment.
So
it's your investment for you and me.
This is what I'm asking.
So
you cannot
play around trading with thousands of people's money.
Yes, but the stock market does not work like if I'm buying land. You see, the stock market, you can buy shares in an hour, in 2 hours.
Yes.
People are trading.
And you understand it's volatile. Umeme could actually have been a balloon, a big balloon for NSSF, and maybe they could have made a loss.
What is an investment? Let me ask you, what is an
investment? It could have been a loss.
What is an investment, Morris, in case you knew anything?
But
an investment is a form of speculation. Why?
Fantastic.
You are betting against the future.
The reason NSSF has been very cautious in investing in stocks anymore, it is a very good investment. It's very good in terms of investment planning if you have a good understanding of the markets. But they've been very cautious in the last few days, even when Richard was there before, to invest in the stocks. This one investment they made has turned out to be very positive, but it could have been the opposite. And this is where the parliament is saying,
Morris,
yes, we know you may have done good business, but you broke the law.
Now you have given your speech.
Yes.
Please hear me out. But that is the whole problem with these members of parliament. What is an investment? When you're buying your home, you bought it because you expected the price of that asset to appreciate. Am I right?
Yes.
A war can begin here tomorrow and the value of your whatever will be wiped out. Should people stop investing because there is a risk that you're going to lose? If you do not want any risk, get out of business. You cannot do business. To do business, you must be willing to undertake risk. Every investment you make is, is based on the prospect that in the future you will have higher returns. Even if you went and bought the most expensive piece of real estate in New York today and you bought it $2 billion, tomorrow it can be worthless. You know why? A war can emerge in New York, or global warming, anything can make New York worthless real estate. You get it? So all of us who are investing are always betting against the future. And NSSF has to bet against the future. In fact, let me tell you, NSSF has more than 83% of its total portfolio in fixed assets.
Yes.
Fixed income assets. These are, listen to this.
It is safer.
It's not because it's safer. Let me tell you this. These are short-term government paper and fixed deposit accounts in commercial banks. If any person came and looked at the way NSSF's money is today, they would say this is not a pension fund, because a pension fund means that Morris is 25, he has started saving with us. He will get his money when he's 55. That is 30 years.
Yes.
Every money you put into NSSF is a liability to NSSF. Because NSSF is accumulating long-term liabilities, it must have long-term assets to match the same duration of the liability. But if you have these long-term liabilities, but all your assets are short-term, they are treasury bills of 5 years, or 3 years, then there are fixed deposit accounts of 2 years in commercial banks. How are you going? How are you taking care of your long-term liabilities? So everybody who understands the management of pension funds would tell you that NSSF needs to diversify its investment portfolio across a diverse spectrum of investment opportunities,
short,
real estate,
medium, and
stocks.
long-term. Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
And then two, they must not be in the same sector. Now, NSSF is in two things: real estate, those are the only long-term assets it has, and two, it is largely into fixed deposits in banks and the treasury bonds.
Yes.
They need to go into stocks and they need to go big time. By the way, for the wider benefit of the Ugandan economy, NSSF are the bull of the market. You see, if you have to get the stock market in Uganda to work, you must have an effective and rigorous participation of NSSF. If you pull NSSF out of our stock exchange market, which is what the Solicitor General may be asking to do, that he needs to approve every investment, what does the Solicitor General, for Christ's sake, know about investment? He's just a lawyer. And when you are buying shares, are you... Well,
he safeguards the nation's
when you are buying, let me tell you another thing. When you are buying shares on the stock market, you don't sign a contract with anybody. You are trading on the market.
All right,
so you don't, listen, you do not need the Solicitor General to give you a legal opinion because you are not entering a contract with anybody. You don't sign a contract to buy shares. Have you bought shares on the stock market?
Yes, I did.
Did you sign a contract with anybody? So what was the Solicitor General supposed to look at and approve?
We will continue this discussion, and that was Newsnight.